memorizing just the bones, or?
That's a big part of your test.
Okay.
I mean, it tells you
I don't know
where
my
what you
names
need
on
to know,
there.
but pretty much, that's the biggest part.
Actually,
The bone names.
You're responsible.
Yeah, the twist.
I'm starting to get a headache.
You can't get it twice in a row.
Yes, you can.
Like in a week.
You might still have it.
Which one is mine? Is this one mine?
Yeah, it can last for several weeks sometimes.
Michael?
I'm sorry. I always forgot to give her the package. So I think it's at our house.
All right.
I'm pretty sure this is the most.
All right, let's say it for everybody. Start class. Name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Saint Faustina.
Pray for us.
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Can I close the blinds so we can see the screen better? We'll take just a couple of notes today, and then we'll start to review for your test on Tuesday. So one last thing to talk about arthritis. Arthritis is a general term for about 100 different conditions you could have. But in general, arthritis is a joint inflammation. So it's painful to move certain joints when you have arthritis. And this can be for different reasons. One kind of arthritis called rheumatoid arthritis. And that's where the synovial membrane becomes inflamed. You can see it up here in this picture. It's this clear sac that holds fluid that cushions your joints, helps them move. So basically with rheumatoid arthritis, your body attacks that area. It's autoimmune, where the body attacks itself, and the body is attacking this joint capsule. And as that's happening, as the body attacks the joint, the cartilage becomes damaged. And so the cartilage that lines the bones right here and right here becomes damaged and wears away. And when it gets severe, you have bone hitting bone, which is very painful. In response to that, the body just might close the joint off and just have, instead of having two bones hitting the joints, just have one bone, just join these two together. And that's what ossification means, or ossify. When you have two different bones, but because the cartilage wears away, you have bone hitting bone, those bones fuse together. So this kind of arthritis is autoimmune. Not every kind of arthritis is autoimmune, but this one is. Rheumatoid arthritis is autoimmune, where the body attacks itself. In this case, it attacks your joints. So this can be any location in your body. Any joints can be affected by this condition. It's not wear and tear arthritis. So you using certain joints is not going to make them more affected by this. Other kinds of arthritis, it is wear and tear, where the more you use a certain, like if you are a guitar player, you might get arthritis in your fingers. But that's not this kind of arthritis. That's a different kind of arthritis.
Could rheumatoid arthritis affect your hearing? Because you do have bones in your ears.
Yeah, you do, but it doesn't hit the bones, it hits the joints around the bone. So I don't know of a case when that would happen. I'll have to look at that and see, but it's not attacking the bone. That's a different kind of condition. So I don't know of a case when it would do that. I'll have to check and see if that, never thought about that. You can see the x-ray right here. You can see the joints are just fusing together. Like these right here the cartilage has worn away and the bone fuses together to just make these as single bones. And it's crippling. It's hard to move because basically you just have single bones at that point. So write these ones down. So this is not the most common form of arthritis. There's ones that are much more common than this one. But this is a very severe form of arthritis, which is very debilitating if you have it. Osteoarthritis is the most common kind of arthritis. That's a very severe form of it.
Oh, man.
That's pretty severe. It doesn't usually get that severe. So that's when the cartilage softens and disintegrates, and it roughens the surface, and you can get bone spurs. Basically, what happens is, this area right here, bone against bone, the bones roughen up. In response, the bone tries to repair itself by creating more bone, which can make the ends jagged. It can be harder to move around. It usually affects the areas that are used the most. And this is wear and tear arthritis. So this is from use or overuse of certain joints. So fingers, hips, and knees are the most commonly affected joints for this kind of arthritis. And again, if you're an athlete, if you're a musician, then you're more likely to get this kind of arthritis because you're using a certain joint which will be worn down more quickly than people who don't use that as often. It's very common. About 85% of people will develop this arthritis in their life. But again, most aren't going to have this condition where it's this debilitating. It's generally not crippling or debilitating. You can usually live with it, still move around. It just hurts, but it's not going to limit you in what you can do. And I think that's it for notes. Let me check to make sure. Yeah, that's it. So you have your study guides with you on your desk. And make sure you have both. You have the diagrams. So you have the unlabeled diagram. The next page is the labeled diagram. It uses a study. You don't have to color this or label this if you don't want to, but it's just for your use if you want to study with it. And then your study guide also on your table.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then for chapter review today, I wrote on the board yesterday, I'll write on the board again today, the questions to do with your chapter review. So today, tomorrow, we'll work on that. We have math tomorrow, so it'll be a short class period.